Hi there, welcome to Superbike-Specialists. I've got an unusual one for you here. This bad boy broke down, went to a garage couldn't find out what was wrong with it. We've done a little bit of work on the bike, had a look at it, and we found a couple of issues. The main issue is the garage, when they've taken it apart and had a look at it, they'd actually damaged the pins in the ECU. So we've sent this away to be repaired, and they fixed the pins for us. But also, when that was damaged, the main plug for the ECU was damaged also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repin this and change the plug. With these Harley Davidson make the Loom, but they don't make the connections, you see. So you would have had to buy a whole Loom from Harley Davidson. That's not really what we want, to be fair. So the story with this bike, I was riding it down the street. That's Oscar's, by the way. Say hello, Oscar's. Hi. He's working on the Z1000 over there that needs some work doing to it. So a guy was driving down the street, bike stopped, sounded like it was misfiring. Then he's taken it to his mate's place, and obviously they've done the damage to the ECU. We found the fault with the ECU. Couldn't really do anything else until we find that. So that's why I'm expecting to put it all back together and there be another fault and go from there. Whether it's mechanical, electrical, I don't know, but that needed to be sorted out first. So it's supposed to look like, it's supposed to have this plastic cover sheave over it as well, which helps locate the pins. So when you take it over to the ECU, that's what it's supposed to look like. But you can see it's missing on here. Basically, when it's been forced in, they've damaged and bent the pins and everything like that. So join me in this short video where we get it rectified. So I'm going to pull all these back so I can slip the pins out. You can see they should just slip out now. This is what happens, you see, when people are working on bikes and they don't know what they're doing. And then what's happened is something like this, just a simple pin on an ECU, can have you looking for hours and hours and hours trying to find out what the issue is, and then obviously damaging the ECU as well. That ECU that we sent away, they're a fortune from Harley Davidson, but luckily it's a serviceable unit. You can take the back off. Some of them are like covered in like a membrane material, and you can't, they're not a serviceable item. So hopefully you can see there on the camera all the pins are okay and intact. There was like one missing and one pushed in. Absolute nightmare. Just need to be careful that I get everything. So I've taken pictures of all the colouring of all the wires to make sure that they go in the correct place again. One pin out of place, one pin not working. This as well, there's a couple of holes that aren't used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract these first and then put them in, just so I make sure that they're in the right area. You can see there. This has got a protective cover that goes over it around the outside to protect the wires. I've cut it off on this one, so it makes it a little bit easier. But I've got my trusty little tiny pick. I'm going to try and extract them first. But I just feel that's the best thing to do. And it's going to go in number 34. So if we look, we need to make sure it goes around the right way. But yeah, the number 34, which is going to be the third one in. And then I need some pliers to pull that out. Some long nosies. And pull that out. I'll put that in number 34. There we go, number 34. I'm going to really take my time here and be careful. Obviously, I don't want any mistakes. I'm going to take out them other ones. When I do take the wires out, I'm going to have a good look at them as well. You can see here, someone's obviously probably pinned to this one, or it's had some stress. So a couple of options. I can either pin it further down, check the continuity, or I can strip the wire back, or I've got these pin terminals. I can literally cut it off and do it again. I don't really want to do that. I think this might be okay, but for all that trouble, when it flexes, if broken inside, we're just going to create more problems. So spend a little bit more time checking that out. So there we go. We've got one pin in there nicely. I'm going to go for the second one. Just need to be delicate with this. Don't want to force it. There we go. That's going into this one. I'm going to make sure it's okay. Beautiful. Little click and a pull back, and we're in place. So I've taken all of those out. They're in the correct holes now. Lovely jubbly. That's why they're numbered, you see, to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to start now by taking these bottom pins out. I refer to them as the bottom pins because of how it sits in the bike and how it is looking to me at the moment. So I'm going to take out these bottom ones, put them in, and then it just makes it easier for me to put the top ones. But we'll get there, and then hopefully we'll get some sort of ignition, maybe even get it running. I've just put the cover over to make sure. You can see they line up perfectly. There and there, that's wonderful. I'm going to take this cover back off because when I put the new pin in, it has to go forward and then click in backwards. So that cover is going to prevent that from doing that, I think. I'm going to take that back off and then carry on swapping the old pins over. Happy days. And if for those of you watching going, oh, he's doing it wrong, I wouldn't do it like that, I don't care, you're not here. It's me doing it, not you. I'll do it to the best of my ability and my experience. Number 14 there, which is there. Da, 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 da. There we go, number 14. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can. That's the main thing. And there we go, forward, backward. So, slight problem, but I like to prepare for these things. These two came out together, they're entwined together. Obviously, black and red, they're probably main power cables, but they came out together. Remember which way round they went. But very cleverly, I took photos beforehand, so you can see here where we're looking. It's the black one and the red one on the left. So we've got the power goes on the left one. So I'm going to untangle these just ever so slightly. And I'm going to put the red one back in on the left. And just to verify that again, if we look, there we go. The white one, black and white one that I've taken out. And then I've got another picture on the other side. There you go, there it is on the back side. So you can see the red one goes on the back side, the side without the clip. Happy days. So we're halfway there. Doing good, god damn. So yeah, you can see that one side's all done. I've tried to match it as best as I can from side to side. I want the wires all twisted. I want everything to go back nicely together. Again, put some of the bike back together, the wiring loom back together, and try and see if she fires or gives us any fault codes, so on and so forth. Before, we could probably get the ECU in, but if we touched it and wiggled it, it was throwing up loads of different fault codes, hence us trying to fix this first. So hopefully this is going to give us a bit more of a head start. But yeah, if you think you know what you're doing with bikes and you're at home, you probably don't. To be fair, leave it to the professionals. So we're nearly done. They all look absolutely great. And I've got one more left. I'm going to carefully slip that one out, inspect it. Looks okay, that. I'm going to put it in. Yeah. I want to make sure that they're all aligned. I'm going to put the cover on that we've got. It did go on a certain way, so I need to make sure it goes on the same way. It should only go on one way. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I think we'll be okay. So we're done. Final couple of stages. You can see how bad this plug was now. This is where it was actually snapped off and broken, and this bit was missing as well. You can see how crucial it is that it aligns all of the pins that go into the ECU. So we're going to try and plug it in now. It'll probably be a little bit of a tight fit because it is a watertight seal. I'm going to neaten it all up. I'm going to wrap up these wires so they're all together, get it all put back and make sure we're happy. So you need to be really, really careful when you do these, but we know that it's going to be okay now. All them pins are straight, all these ones are rectified. There we go. You can feel it's a little bit of a tight fit as it presses up against that waterproof seal. And I'll get these all put neatly together. But yeah, boom, all done. Really, really happy with that. Just take these into place. I'm going to put the sheave over it afterwards. I'm going to rewire this back into the bike now, and get it all back together. And then hopefully we can get some more info on why it's not working. Happy days. Just going to go over all the work that I've done, make sure the connectors are in properly. I have connected the battery, which is there. It was on the battery bench. Everything's looking good. That's one of the meters for the airbox. Taking it out of the airbox and plugged it in so it doesn't throw up our engine management light. Checked all the earth cables and everything. We're looking good. Everything is wired back in as it should be. I think we're okay to give it some ignition. So these Harleys, they have a key fob. They do have a key, but you don't have to physically put the key in. You've got one for your steering lock there, and you've got another one down here which stops you from turning it. But ignition on. Straight away I can't hear the fuel pump prime. Why that is, I don't know. That's probably the main issue, to be fair. So, yeah, no fuel pump priming. Yeah, so back to the drawing board with that. I'm going to check all the fuses, check all the relays, see if we can find out what the deal is. I have bypassed it and I can get the pump to prime and it still won't start. So I thought, okay, if it won't start, there's no ignition. So I've checked for a spark, there's also no spark. So something is inhibiting it, stopping it. I have one of these Power Probe, really good bit of kit. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing when you use one of these. Checked all the fuses, checked all the relays, everything, and so on and so forth. It has an audio sound, so it's telling me that that's okay. Security fuse. This one don't work, and I wondered why at first, and it's a spare one. That's why it don't work. If I was to turn the ignition on, put it to run, fuel pump, see it's negative, there's no power. But if I give it power, you can hear the fuel pump prime. Turn the buzzer off. There you go. So with the fuel pump priming, no spark, we're not getting anywhere fast, so I'm going to keep looking.